Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this YouTube video intro using Motion 5 on an Apple iMac. Hope you enjoy the video.
Oh yeah.
Alright ladies and gentlemen, so let's jump right in. If you open up a new Motion 5 project, let's just leave it selected as project, broadcast HD 1080, 29.97 frames per second, and let's bump this up to about 20 seconds. Go ahead and click open. Let me readjust this where you guys can see. Okay, the first thing we need to do is again go to our zoom, select fit so we can see the entire canvas. Use your rectangle tool right here and let's draw a rectangle the entire size of the canvas. Let's use our selection tool, make our rectangle fill color whatever color you would like as your background. I'm going to use something about like that. Okay, the first thing we need to do after that is to draw a circle. You can make this whatever size you would like. I'm going to make it a good size, about that big. And let's center this up. You can drag it to where you see the two lines like that. It'll tell you it's center. Let's turn the fill off, but turn the outline on. And again, you can make this whatever color you would like. I'm going to leave it white, but I am going to turn up the width of it a little bit. Okay. Make sure your playhead is at the first keyframe back here at the beginning. Select your circle tool. Go to your inspector tab, click on shape, and then under your first point offset down here at the bottom, you want to turn this all the way to the right, which will make the circle disappear. While it has disappeared, click the record button, move your playhead over to, let's say, 6 seconds. Well, let's do about 3 seconds, right somewhere in here. And let's turn our first point offset all the way back to where it is full. Unclick the record button. This will give the circle drawn on effect like this. Okay, the next thing we need to do is add some text. So for now, let's leave your playhead at 3 seconds so we can get a visual of the circle, and let's add whatever letter you would like. I'm just going to use the first letter of my name, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it kind of fills out the circle a little bit better. And let's center this the best we can. Alright, so what I'm going to do, and what you can do too, is to put your playhead back at 1 second and then drag your text back to 1 second. While it is here, turn your opacity all the way down, and the way you can do that is under the inspector tab, properties, and then under blending, turn your opacity all the way down. Click the record button, drag your playhead over to match the circle's endings playhead at 3 seconds, turn your opacity up, and unclick the record button. The next thing we can do while our playhead is still here is to draw a line under our text, and you can hold down the shift key to draw a straight line. And let's center that up a bit. That looks pretty good. I'm going to make mine a little bit thicker, about right there. And let's drag our line back up to match with the beginning of our text down here in our timeline. Let's put our playhead back at the beginning of it. Let's move our y-axis down a little bit so the line is down like this, and let's turn their opacity down. Click the record button, move your playhead up to 3 seconds. Turn your opacity all the way up, and then drag your y-axis to wherever you would like your line to be. I'm going to leave mine about right there. Then unclick your record button. So from here, if I play it from the beginning, you can see that the circle begins to draw on, and then towards the end of it, the letter and the line come in together. And it would stay like that for as long as you'd like. But what I'm going to do is leave it on the screen for about 3 seconds, and then I'm going to take it back off the screen and make it the end slide to the left and add my name following that letter. So let's put our playhead back at 6 seconds. The first thing we need to do is to let our circle begin disappearing. So what we need to do here is select our circle layer. Under Inspector tab, go to Shape, back down here under your first point offset. Let's add a keyframe. Click the record button, and let's move this over to about 9 seconds, somewhere right in here. And then we're going to turn our first point offset all the way down, unclick the record button. Now we still need to make this line disappear. So I'm going to have it start on a delay. So I'm going to make it disappear at about 8 seconds is when it's going to start. So let's put our playhead at 8 seconds. Select your line layer. Under Inspector tab, under Properties, we need to add a keyframe under Position as well as the opacity. Then we can click our record button, drag our playhead over to match the 9 seconds, drag our opacity down, and use our y-axis to bring the line down to where you started, and click the record button. So if we play it from the beginning, this is what it looks like. It'll stay up on the screen, and then the circle will begin to go away, and then the letter and the line, or I'm sorry, for now the line will go away. As that line moves, we need to move our text also. So what we need to do here is bring our playhead back to 9 seconds when the line starts. Make sure our text layer is selected. Under Position, we need to add a keyframe. Click the record button, and let's drag this over to about 10 seconds. And then use our x-axis to move this letter pretty far to the left, about right there. Unclick the record button. We need to put our playhead back at the 9 seconds. I'm sorry, back at the 8 seconds where our movement started. And then we actually need to add a new text layer. Well, to make things easy, let's just put this back over at 10 so we can get our spacing right. Sorry about that. And let's add a new text layer. And we're just going to add the rest of our name. So my name is Nick, so all I need to add is ICK because we already have the N here. And I'm going to make it about that big and reposition this to where it matches up. About like that. I'll make that a little bit bigger. Okay. This actually needs to start coming in at the same time that the N begins to move. So we need to drag our, or we can start it on a delay. We can actually start it about right there. So make sure your text down here matches up with that. And then what we need to do is turn our opacity all the way down on our text. So make sure your text layer is highlighted. Go to the Inspector tab under Properties, turn your opacity all the way down. Click the record button, move your playhead to 10 seconds, which is where the N will stop in place. Turn your opacity back up on your text, unclick the record button. The next thing we need to do is add our last name over here. The easiest way to do that is to add another text layer, and you can type if you'd like that had similar format with the big first letter and smaller last letters, you can actually use two separate text layers. So the first one will just be your first name or first initial. Turn it all the way up and move it over to where it'll match up. I'm going to stop this video here and we'll pick back up in our second video.